All right, welcome to another eBay antique unboxing. It's fragile upside down. Why is it upside down? So you crack maniacs can't see my address. All right, let's get this going. And we're going to cut through this. I saw this with a buy it now. It was just listed and it was reasonable. And it had a make an offer button. Usually I utilize the make an offer, but I was like, somebody's just going to hit the buy it now. And I didn't want to lose it by waiting, because it was like really late at night when people would be sleeping, normal people, that is. And I figured if I made an offer, the seller would have to probably not see it till the next day, and by then it would be gone. So, all right, let's get this open. And we're going to do it in fast motion. Wow, this is packed amazing. Well, we are going to actually, let's say a little prayer. Please don't be broken. Please don't be broken. All right, with that being said, let's go. Oh, okay. All right. All right, so it's the green one. The green one on the left, and it's an Atomizer perfume bottle. And a lot of people call these vintage, but I call these antique. Generally, these were made between the 20s and 30s. So, you could say it's almost 100 years old, right around the time when the flappers were around. And so this one on the right was made by DeVilbiss. DeVilbiss was a well-known actual atomizer maker. He made beautiful, beautiful glass. Well, he didn't make the glass. He had actually pretty much bought the glass from other makers, but was the atomizer or hardware maker. So his pieces were actually, why won't we get a focus here? What the hell's going on? His pieces were generally not fully made by him, but pretty much made by him. His designs, well, he had the designs made, and the American and French and Bohemian glass makers would make the glass for his fittings or his atomizers. Really quite cool. And here we go. So this is the one that I got from eBay, under $50. You generally don't find these for under $50 in nice condition. Generally, there's always something wrong with them. Whether there's a chip in the glass, there's gild wear, if it's gilded gold, it's missing the bulb, it's missing the tube, I don't know, it's sometimes missing the screw-on piece. Can we get a focus? Yeah, it's missing something. There's always something wrong with these, and generally when you find them where there's really not much wrong with them, the occasional gilding wear or gold wear on the glass, no problem whatsoever. A little bit of, patina on the metal, not a problem. So when you get them like this, that's why I hit the buy it now. I'm not going to quibble over a few pennies, if you know what I mean. All right, so who made this? We don't know yet. Now, this was a time when commercial perfumes were available to the public, but women still bought their perfume and poured it into fancy bottles and placed it on their vanities. This was a time when a lot of the cosmetic and vanity articles and toiletries were actually dangerous. The materials that they put in the face powders and in the perfumes and in the soaps were actually arsenic. Quite poisonous, by the way. You don't want to use arsenic, lead, bismuth, and some other really poisonous things. Our skin is the largest organ on our body. So what does that mean? It means that when you rub shit on your skin or spray shit on your skin, such as powder and perfume and toiletry articles, you can gradually poison yourself over time. Back then, the Purities Act or the FDA did not pretty much follow up on toiletries such as powders and perfumes. And at this point in the 20s, radium was exploding in popularity, although it was actually discovered earlier than the 20s. In the 20s, the science, yes, the science. You know how they say today, trust the science? It's bullshit. Don't trust the science. Because back then, they thought that radium would actually was good for the health and would bring health and vigor to women especially women using cosmetics. They placed radium, which would give you a vibrancy, a glow. As a matter of fact, you glow in the dark. And so clock dials were even painted with radium. And when you turn the light switch off, the dials would glow. Your teeth would glow because they'd put it in the toothpaste. Yeah. The face powder would make your face glow in the dark. So you'd go to a dance in the 20s, a flappers dance. Yeah, a roaring 20s flappers Great Gatsby dance. Your teeth would be glowing in the dark. And so would your whole face be glowing in the dark. It killed people. All right. So if you ever find an old perfume bottle from the 20s and it has the perfume in it, sometimes you find it. You get lucky. Do not spray it on your skin. You'll probably die. So who made our perfume bottle? Well, there's a plethora of different makers that were making these beautiful atomizer bottles, such as the number one all-time collected would be DeVilbiss. DeVilbiss started in the late 1800s as it was a doctor who created an invention that would spray. So you could spray he was an ear, nose, and throat doctor. So you can spray like medicines into the throat and, into the nostrils and so on and so forth. And his son, I believe it was the son, said, wow, this is a great idea because you can also spray perfumes in it. And they actually started creating a perfume glass, what do you call this again? Atomizer type of deal. And it took off and it became their most popular selling item. Millions, at least 200 million of these products sold, many different designs to collect. And wow. But there were other makers. Volupte was another one. They also made, if you collect toiletry articles, old ones, you'll find a lot of compacts with the Volupte name on it. Also, I'm trying to think what else. Pyramid was another one, a very, very, very obscure maker of these atomizer bottles. I do have one in my collection. It has a sticker on it that's shaped like a pyramid, and it actually glows in the dark. Now, a lot of green glass, I don't know if you can see this, actually has radium in it or uranium. And they also call that like Vaseline glass and so on and so forth. So hopefully this one will glow in the dark. We'll do the glow in the dark test. We'll try to figure out who made this. Now, we have this really cool gilded design. My camera will not focus. It just does not. Let's try to do this better. There we go. There's a gilded design going around the bottle. There we go. Very Art Deco. Art Deco was an art movement that used the form of geometric shapes as their most popular pattern, such as triangles and circles and squares. And so things were almost geometric with lines and shapes, like a Parcheesi game board. I don't know, did you ever play Parcheesi? Yeah, nobody plays that anymore. All right, sometimes you will find the maker engraved on the collar part of the atomizer, but this one actually does not tell us who made it. And so unless you actually flip it over, sometimes on the very bottom, if you look in a certain area, there might be a faint little stamp that would have a maker's name on it, but this one is not telling us. Sometimes the makers would only use paper stickers or labels. Those get lost or break off because, the perfume drips down the side of them and the adhesive wears off, or it would have had like a tag with a string hanging on it. That's long gone. So the maker is obscure unless you can find somebody on the internet with the same exact bottle who identified it correctly for you. It might take you an hour or 2 or 3 to actually figure this out. I'm a little lazy right now. All right, so does this glow in the dark? Hoping. Because if it glows in the dark, it's more desirable. People really like uranium glass. All right, let's shut the lights out and check it out. Okay, we are in the pitch black dark right now. I'm a little scared. All right, let's get the black light. Yup, we have uranium glass. Holy shiz. Okay, so this was a great deal at under $50. Look at this. Okay, this is atoms. This is actually real science. And this is the atoms and the particles moving around and showing us a really cool light show. Beautiful. Look at this. Look at this color. Let's get in there. Let's get in there close. And this is just a thing of beauty. And people go wild over this uranium glass. To do the rest of the video. I'm going to do the rest of the video in the dark. No, only kidding. But yeah, radio. Wait, why is my flash? Oh, okay. I have to find my way back to the light switch. But yeah, this is just absolutely amazing. Some people collect this glass just so they could actually keep it in the dark and have these purple lights aimed at it on shelves. And at night, it gives off a really cool light show. Absolutely amazing, amazing light show. But yeah, I just had to come back and do this again because I just think it's that cool. Okay, I could stare at that for hours. And, well, I have to do the video, so I can't stare at that for hours. All right, so if you had a Geiger counter, yes, a scientific Geiger counter, some people actually collect this stuff and get a Geiger counter and try to figure out how many, I forgot what you call it, what the term is, but like how many, I'm thinking decibels, that sound. How many whatevers of Geigers are setting off radium in your house. And there's people that collect this shit and they're like, this has 400 micrograms of whatever, uranium. And I don't know what the fatal number is, but if you collect a lot of this glass, if you have like 1 or 2 or 3 of these sitting around your house, not going to do anything to you. But if you have 500 in your collection surrounding you, I think you might get cancer. I don't know. I don't know what the science behind that is. Yeah, as we know now, science is pretty much a bunch of asses walking around with diplomas saying, it's science. And, well, I'm not going to talk about a certain vaccine and what have you. We don't want to go political, but pretty much they'll tell you it's healthy for you until they realize it isn't. Yeah, this is like somebody's collection, and they're surrounded with the shit, and they, in the dark, they actually like to display their shit in the dark with these lights. And so uranium is a real collector's item. So many people really want to catch the uranium glass bug. Once you see one and how freaking cool it is, you have to collect all of them. So most of this stuff has trace amounts of uranium, about 2%. However, some pieces have been found to be made up of 25% radium. Uh-oh. Okay, so most uranium glass is just decorative. It's tableware, household items. Many pieces look like carnival glass. Yes, carnival glass. Carnival glass is also known as depression glass, made during the 1929 stock market crash and after. It was very cheaply made, pressed, mass-produced, sold to the poors, the newly poors. And pretty much the manufacturer of it dropped dramatically in the 1940s as a result of World War II, which saw the availability of uranium falling. Uranium glass first made an appearance as early as the 1830s. Country of origin, Bohemia, which is now known as the it was Czechoslovakia, then it's like, now it's like Czech. Actually, half of Czechoslovakia is gone. One is Slovakia, the other is Czech, or some crap like that. Yeah, Bohemia. There is radiation or uranium glass, not in just green, but the green one is really, another name for it is Vaseline glass, because it's like Vaseline, right? Vaseline glass is not really exactly the same as uranium glass. It's a blanket term, and it's almost like a yellowish. A glass with a yellowish tinge to it would be considered Vaseline glass. 1880s, uranium glass was mass-produced. It was really popular and mass-produced, but we really find most of the products of uranium glass or Vaseline glass coming from the 1920s on the market. Scientists say that uranium glass is very safe. I don't know what to believe anymore, to be quite honest. Does it work? You know, the jab, or does it not work, or does it make you sick and die? You know what I'm saying? All right. So basically, uranium glass, it really can't hurt you, apparently, from what the scientists say, unless you eat it, right? So like if you're going to get a uranium glass plate from the 1920s, 1930s, and you're going to like cut your steak on it, and as you're slicing and cutting your steak, you know how sometimes you slip with the knife and the knife sort of like scratches the plate? Yeah, don't do that. Don't eat off of vintage plates or antique plates. Not a good idea. You'll see a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, but there's still enough out there for all of us to enjoy at an affordable price. You'll find a lot of Czech or Bohemian glass, especially American glass, European glass. You'll see it at all different price ranges. And yeah, you can afford it. You might not be able to afford it, but it's actually something you can add to your collection. Here's a Vaseline glass one. I don't know why this one's being called Vaseline. Yeah, you can see the yellowish tinge to it. This one is green. This is uranium glass. The Vaseline one looks more yellowish. Here we go. All different price ranges, as you can see here. It's really fun to collect. Let's try to find more images of different ones that you can find on the market at all different price ranges, from affordable to non-affordable. And you can get whole entire vanity sets that are vintage or from the 20s, from the 30s. Remember, they did the Manhattan Project when they were trying to come up with the atomic bomb. They needed the uranium during World War II. So that's why, yeah, pretty much it ceased to be made. So right around the 20s, 30s, pre-World War II, I was going to say, yeah, Pearl Harbor, and the Hiroshima bomb situation, pre that, it was popular and on the market, and pretty much every day. There we go. This little teeny tiny little bottle, missing the bulb. I told you, there's always a problem with these damn things. Missing the bulb on this one. Generally, they're usually always missing the damn bulb. But you can see the different price ranges. I'm not going to give you a value for mine because I really don't know. Another maker I forgot was Aristo. Aristo was another atomizer bottle and vanity making company. So there's a different bunch of manufacturers that you can collect. The most popular would be DeVilbiss. And let's check this out. I love this website. This is a blog. It's called perfumeatomizers.blogspot.com. Everything you want to know about these beautiful old perfume atomizer bottles, you will find on this website. Look at all the different beauties. I call them beauties that you can collect. Damn. And look at all the different makers that you can freaking collect. Look at this. A lot of them French. Oh my God. The French made the most exquisite stuff. This Blogspot, she's showing us the Aristo one, missing the hose and the bulb. Quite common. It's sad. Yeah. And here is some of these collars. You can identify the maker by the stampings on the collar, even without it giving the name brand. You know, it's 101, doing research. I sometimes spend hours trying to figure out who made my stuff. Gironde was another company. I forgot to mention Gironde. Okay, Gironde. And here's the catalog. This is really cool. This catalog is dated from when? 1928. And you can see the many different ones you could have. So sometimes if you go through these old catalogs, you can actually find out who made your atomizer. It's very hard to, try to pinpoint it. But this is 1928, a year before the stock market crashed. And you can see the different types that you can actually still find on the market today, thankfully, because they weren't all thrown in the garbage or broken. And this particular one in 1928 was $2.40. Do you know what $2.40 was? That was a lot of money back then. It's inflation, baby. Here's one, $3. Okay, isn't that insane? And this one, look at the prices on these, $6 for an atomizer back in 1928. That's like insane. $3.60. There we go. So these weren't cheap little bottles, although they were made with mostly cheap American glass that were sort of flimsy, not like the French glass. But here's one, $3. 3 doll hairs. And here's another one with the gold gilding, similar to mine. This is a black and gold decorated one, $7.20. How much was $7.20 in 1928? Let's find out. It was $129.55 for that bottle in 1928. Some of the other ones. And so you can see this is really fun to collect. As many of these as you can get. Now she's showing a Gironde 1928 atomizer bottle. This is what the catalog picture showed. Yes, they did not have it in color photos like we see today in today's catalogs. But you can see this is, yes, this is the same bottle. It looks nothing like the advertisement. That is really, really cool to see. And wow. So collecting these is a lot of fun. Some of them glow in the dark, some don't. Most are missing the original bulbs and hoses, or the AKA atomizers. Some of them are chipped and damaged. Some of them have paint wear, but sometimes you can find a diamond in the rough. This one, I don't know if I even uploaded it to YouTube yet. I got for really cheap, and I think it was like 15 bucks. And it was filthy. It was so dirty and caked in old perfume that it looked like a rusty old barnacle. I restored it. I added a new hose and bulb atomizer, made it like beautiful again. This is 22 karat gold. Can we get a focus on that? 22 karat gold, all encrusted all over the bottle. Really quite beautiful. One with these made, my guess, between 1923 and 1930. Somewhere around there. And so this was another score for the Futures Past collection. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Look at this green. Do you see that? And now we do know that it does glow in the dark. Who is the maker? I don't know. If I spent about 1 to 2 to maybe 3 hours Googling and looking at old catalogs and trying to find designs, I could probably figure it out, but I really don't care. To me, it is priceless. And once again, thank you so much for watching. See you guys all soon. I can't wait to see what the next thing that arrives from eBay. eBay is really a lot of fun, and spending money is really a lot of fun. And what did we learn, boys and girls? Don't trust the science. They're wrong.